Hey folks, Andrew here. Now look, even if there's not a global pandemic happening and all that stress in your life right now, getting ahead financially takes a lot of work. And it means having to work a main job, having to do a side hustle, learning new skills and growing as a person. And it can just be absolutely exhausting. So preventing burnout is critical for you to get ahead. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you today my 4 tips for preventing burnout while I've been working 12 to 14 hour days. Hey everyone, Andrew here, and let me tell you, there's a lot of stuff happening in my life right now. I've got my role as a nonprofit director, I'm managing all of my real estate investments, I've got my financial website, the new season of the House Hacking podcast just launched, and if that wasn't enough, I'm also in the middle of an executive MBA program. And I'm still trying to be a good husband, which sometimes I'm not doing the best job of if you just ask my wife. Like I'm sure it's with you at certain times, as stuff piles up, you get worried about getting burnt out. And with all the balls I'm juggling, I'm worried about some of them falling. I could lose thousands of dollars, I could have a bad real estate investment, I can let people down, and I can disappoint my wife and not be a good husband. Needless to say, life is kicking my ass right now, and it's more important than ever for me to be on top of my game. So here are my 4 tried and true things that I focus on for preventing burnout and to help me stay on top of my game. All right, so my first tip, it's taking time to unplug. And this might seem a little odd at first or even counterintuitive. You know, if you're hustling nonstop, your to-do list is constantly growing, you might be thinking, how will be doing less or unplugging actually help me? You know, that might just actually put you further behind. But if you don't take time to unplug, you'll get burnout even quicker. So by just taking that little bit of time to help you unplug and to recharge, it'll help you be even more productive when you're back working. Now, maybe you can't take time each day to unplug, but you should plan time at least each week. So for me right now, my daily routine has pretty much been, I'm at my desk by about 8 a.m., and I'm still there working around 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Then what I do is I take Sundays off. You know, that's the time for me to help unplug, spend some time with my wife, and just relax a little bit. And then I'm back to hitting it really hard Monday through Saturday. Then you should also take time to unplug each year. And right now, I'm filming this up in the mountains in North Carolina. We like to take time each year just to get away from our daily routine, our normal life. And while we really love to travel, you know, outside of COVID, and we travel several times a year, we try to plan one trip specifically for decompressing and slowing down. You know, last year we were up in northern Minnesota at a cabin on a lake. This year we picked up, 15, 16 days to spend outside of Asheville, North Carolina. It's just time to slow down, enjoy some fresh air, still doing a little bit of work, but also be able to get to spend a little bit of time in nature. And what I found is by taking a little time to unplug each week, and then at least once a year, it helps me stay recharged and help prevent burnout. So make sure you plan some time in your week and your month for unplugging. What I actually think a better second tip is, instead of focusing on eating healthier, which isn't realistic, is to actually focus on staying hydrated. You know, this recent study actually found that 75% of Americans are dehydrated. You know, dehydration leads to fatigue, joint pain, headaches, ulcers, high blood pressure, and so much more. What I like to focus on is something called the 8x8 rule, which is to get at least 8 8-ounce glasses of water a day. So if you're gonna really focus on hydration, I like to start it first thing in the morning. So as soon as I get up in the first hour of my day, I'll do something like a bottle of water, and then I'll also do some green juice. What this does is this helps get me super hydrated right from the start, and then the green juice helps make sure I'm getting some fruits and some veggies. And I find when I super hydrate right away in that first hour of the day, and then follow that 8x8 rule, it makes a big impact on helping me stay hydrated. So I just want to challenge you to follow the 8x8 rule for 15 days and see if staying extra hydrated helps make a difference in your life, giving you more energy. But for me, it works wonders on helping prevent burnout. Now, on to tip 3 for preventing burnout, and it's all about sleep. I mean, sleep is super critical for our lives. You know, all of you have heard, like I have, numerous studies on why sleep's so important, so I'm not gonna dive into a million different reasons why sleep is so critical for us. So here's 3 little sort of hacks or tips that I focus on, or how I try to make sleep a priority. So the first thing I do is I try to get 7 to 7.5 hours of sleep a night. And I try to block time on my calendar, not schedule anything too late or too early, so I can be focusing on my sleep. And now right now, while I'm unplugging a bit in the mountains, I've actually been focusing on trying to get 8 to 8.5, 9 hours of sleep, just to help me recharge a bit. And now the other thing I really try to do and prioritize getting sleep is I like to do an afternoon power nap. And this can be a little tough based on your work environment. You might have to go do the nap in your car, but this is just a short 20 to 22 minute little nap that helps me sort of get refreshed and recharged for the second half of my day. So I use this cool app called Pizzazz. It has this almost little mini guided meditation power nap option, which is really great. And then when I'm at home or someplace where I know I'll be able to lie down, I use one of these acupressure mats, if you've ever seen them. It has these little spiky things in them, which are pretty cool. And that mat, what it does, it helps stimulate pressure points, that reduces some muscle tightness and releases stress. It's only about 20 bucks on Amazon online. I'll throw a link in the description below if you want to check it out. But that combo of using that Pizzazz app to help with the sleep function, along with that pressure point mat, just really makes a difference for helping me recharge in the middle of the day. And then the third thing I really like to do, all under this tip of focusing on sleep, is to limit my caffeine. So now, I'm not gonna tell you to stop drinking a cup of coffee. I'll do 1, 2, 3 cups of coffee a day, but what I make sure I do is to not drink any caffeine after 2 or 2:30. Because I know if I do, it's gonna affect the quality of the sleep I have at night, and it's also gonna prevent me from falling asleep really quick. So those are the 3 little things that I do to help make sleep a priority. And when I do it, it really helps make sure I've got the energy and that I'm mentally sharp for my day ahead. So focus on improving your sleep that you get, and it's really gonna help prevent burnout. All right, on to tip number 4. Now let me tell you, it's hard to get motivated to work out when you're feeling exhausted, but when you start working out, it's hard at first, and then in the long run, it actually helps give you more energy. Working out helps us control our weight, it prevents heart disease, it causes the release of endorphins, which elevates our mental health and our mood, and working out is also gonna help us improve our sleep and help us sleep better at night, which also, as you just learned, helps prevent burnout. Now, when I'm at home or I'm traveling for work, I like to do some form of cardio 3 to 4 days a week, and I'll do some sort of strength training, resistance training, at least 2 days a week. And now, while I'm up here in the mountains unplugging, I actually dialed back working out quite a bit, just to help my body relax and recharge. But we still try to take time each day to do some sort of low intensity workout. So whether that could be just a light hike, taking the dogs for a walk, just enjoying a little bit of nature. Because I know if I still make it part of my week, it's gonna be critical for staying in the flow of working out when I get back home. And I know working out is critical for helping me prevent burnout. Now, those are really my 4 main tips for helping prevent burnout while I've been working 12 to 14-hour days. And maybe one last bonus tip I want to share with you is to help learn to prioritize what's going to be important. Figure out what actually is critical and helps move the needle forward, and then get rid of the things that don't. And then when you get to a point with your business, what you can do is actually start to outsource or delegate some items. So while I'm doing these 12 to 14-hour days, 6 days a week right now, I know I'm not going to be doing it forever. Business school will eventually be over. And then I'm also expanding my team for my financial website. We just brought on a couple freelance writers, a graphic designer, and an editor. And then in addition, we actually outsource the post-production work for our podcast. So all of this is helping lighten my load and is contributing to help prevent burnout. So I gotta ask you, what are your tips for preventing burnout? Drop me a comment down below letting me know what you think and what you do to help prevent burnout. And if you enjoyed this video, I've got another one right over here, so be sure to check it out. And as always, if you have any further questions, please let me know. So, what do you think, Nahi? Why haven't they clicked on those other videos yet?